Scientists at the Buck Institute for Aging published a study that looked inside the cells of elderly men and women, people just like you, and found that a very specific type of exercise reversed aging on a genetic level. Not slowed it, not paused it, reversed it. 179 genes that had been aging, degrading over time, in these seniors were brought back to youthful levels. Their genetic fingerprint, which was that of an old person, began to look younger in just 6 months. One of the researchers behind this discovery, his name is Dr. Simon Milov. And the study they published was so striking that all the scientists struggled over the title. And it's because it sounded almost too dramatic to be believed. They called it Resistance Exercise Reverses Aging in Human Skeletal Muscle. Milov himself said that they agonized over that title because of how hyperbolic it actually sounded. But after looking at the data, he said the title actually wrote itself. The evidence was that clear. Here's exactly what they found, and I want you to really hear me on this. They took biopsies from the muscle tissue of elderly adults, and they looked at the gene expression inside of those cells, essentially a blueprint of how old or young you are. Those biopsies looked dramatically older than those of the younger participants. They then put those elderly people through 6 months of strength training, resistance training. After 6 months, they biopsied the muscles again. Emergency room Dr. Doug McGough and fellow fitness geek said this: genes that were functioning poorly at an elderly level were returned to normal functioning. That's 179 genes back to a youthful level. And the thing that reverses it, the thing that switches your body back into repair mode, intense resistance exercise, effortful training. Just like in the Ultimate Chair Workouts. Please like and subscribe. Share this video with someone that you know that it can help. It's not just exercise. This is cellular medicine. For a quick recap of safety, we're going to put ourselves into positions very slowly over 3 to 5 seconds. We're going to keep our neck relaxed, our shoulders down, our head neutral, looking straight ahead. We're going to breathe freely through our nose and mouth. We're going to focus on our muscles we're using while engaging our core. You'll need a dining room table, a chair with no wheels on the bottom, strong belts, 2 large pillows, or a rolled up yoga mat. So as of today, I have 3 resources, about 16 pages each PDF. One of those is an alternative to Sit and Be Fit. You can do this at your dining room table if you're a senior or elderly and you cannot get up and down off the floor. This is the place to start for you. Feel free to go back and watch week 1. If you want to start at the very beginning, feel free to go back and watch week 1. But we're getting started now. I'm not going to give huge explanations as to these exercises. We're about to cross into the intermediate territory for a lot of these folks. This is the 8th workout for the Ultimate Chair Workout. Today we're starting with the pullover. We're pushing the elbows down against the table. 50% of your effort over the course of 3 to 5 seconds. Begin pushing. As you breathe deep, you can engage your stomach here. As you just let yourself feel the muscles being used. The top of the back, the shoulders, good. Gently engage your core. And slowly you can increase that intensity. 75% of your intensity now. Pushing against that dining room table. Elbows pushing down. You can begin picking up your feet a little bit. This looks like your elbows. This looks like your knees picking up against that table a little bit, pushing upward, or your feet picking up off the ground. Either one of those. This depends on your strength. Engage your stomach. Breathe deep through this. With that same slow increase from 75% of your capacity, push now as hard as you dare. Focus on the muscles, the top of the back, the stomach. The knees come up. The elbows push down. You breathe through it, giving 100% of your effort, absolutely everything that you have here. Pushing downward. Picking the knees up. Very gently and slowly, over 3 to 5 seconds, you can rest and relax. We're focusing on the upper body in today's workout. We're saving the one lower body exercise for the very last. Grab that belt, or you can pull up against that table in the same place that you are in. Very slowly, over the course of 3 to 5 seconds, begin pulling against that belt or pulling against that dining room table. This is very similar to a bicep curl with dumbbells or on a machine. But of course, we're just pulling against an immovable object for absolute safety. You can't drop a weight on your foot if you're using a belt to pull, but you can get the same type of effort, the same type of effortful results. Again, gently engaging your stomach and slowly increase that pressure. We're moving to 75% of our maximum effort. This is almost as hard as you dare. Stomach engaged, the arms right in the biceps. We want to feel their burning. They burn like crazy, and that is okay. Never any pinching. Staying gentle, continuing to pull upward. Breathing through all of this. Very gently and slowly over the course of 3 to 5 seconds. Continue to pull upward and increase that intensity to 100% of your maximum capacity. As hard as you dare. Everything you have. Right into the upper arms here in the bicep muscles. Breathe deep. Continue to pull 100%. Keeping the shoulders low and in good form here, very gently. You can lower and rest and relax. You can take 2 pillows, or I use a rolled up yoga mat, and you can begin squeezing inward. This is to work the chest muscles. These are some of the larger muscles in the upper body. This is 50% of your capacity as you squeeze inward right here, beginning to focus on those muscles. It feels like it's in the armpits. That's where we want to focus mentally. This is equal pressure from our hands and from our elbows, pushing inward all at once. If you go through all of the ultimate chair workout sessions in order, you'll get good explanations for all of these new added exercises as time goes forward. You'll be able to go through it week by week. I have a playlist that you can check out, 3 to 5 seconds. Increase that pressure. This is 75% of your capacity now. The hands and elbows pushing in with equal pressure. Feeling that in the armpits, breathe deep through it, engage the core. Still focusing here in the muscles that are working. They're near the armpits, all in the chest. Now we're going to increase that over 3 to 5 seconds slowly, as hard as you dare, pushing inward toward your center line with both your hands and the elbows, all equal pressure throughout. Continue to breathe so deep through this. The amount of effort you give is exactly what you're going to have getting back in the days that you don't work out. We like to skip a few days in between workouts. 2 definitely. That means you can do this twice a week, even though I only do this once a week on YouTube. Very slowly, over the course of 3 to 5 seconds, you can gently rest and relax. Moving right along to the triceps. We're going to be pushing downward against that table very slowly over the course of 3 to 5 seconds. Again, just beginning to push down against that table. The elbows are fixed, your shoulders are down. You can breathe deep through everything you're doing. Engage your core. And yourself again, feel these muscles working here as you're stable, steady. This is the outer arms. Very slowly, over the course of 3 to 5 seconds, begin pushing with a little more effort. You're going 75% of your maximum capacity. We're never resting between these. We're continuing to push all the way throughout. 90 full seconds of pressure. Remember, let your stomach engage. You can breathe deep. Your shoulders stay down and in good form. You're doing great. Continue to push. It starts to feel super uncomfortable when we, over the course of 3 to 5 seconds, slowly increase that pressure until you're pushing as hard as you dare. Your maximum effort, pushing against that table, breathing, feel the intensity. The outer arms are the focus. This pushing against immovable objects, it is very similar to lifting weights, but we're never going to get big and bulky from doing this, I promise. You're not going to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but you can live longer. You're doing great. Very gently and slowly here, you can rest and relax. The big shebang is the very last exercise today. The squat is the largest muscles in the body and the most amount of muscles in the body. Very gently and slowly position yourself here over a chair where you can lower if you need to. Position yourself to where you're pushing your muscles about 50% of your capacity in a squat. It's going to be a different level for everybody, what 50% is. Wherever you are for yourself today, that's where you want to show up at. Exactly that. Let yourself breathe. You can engage your core. Now the muscles above the knees are going to be the ones that become more uncomfortable faster than the others. As you breathe, again, stable, steady here. Increase that pressure by lowering yourself further until you're burning with 75% of your maximum intensity. Again, this one burns like a little more than some of the others. So we focus in the glutes, the muscles you'd be sitting on. Squeeze those muscles purposefully. Breathe deep, you're doing great. This is the most important exercise, so stick with me here. We're lowering gently over 3 to 5 seconds into the furthest, most intense position. 100% of your capacity. Again, never any pinching, only deep muscle engagement. This is 100% of how hard you can push yourself right here in this moment. You're doing wonderful. Continue to breathe. And very gently, slowly, never plopping down, but slowly over 3 to 5 seconds, you can lower and rest and relax here.
If you are looking for something that can take you further into your exercise journey, and you want to be able to do exercises where you're able to get up and down off the floor, you can start with these dining room table exercises and you can move into others as well. Have this longevity safe course that's available for you, and you can get started with tons of other exercises. All of these are safe for seniors and elderly. You may find that over time you have more and more ability and that you're stronger than you think. I hope you live a longer life with the power of the Ultimate Chair Workout.
What you did just now, it wasn't really a workout. Inside your muscles right now, a biological signal has been sent. Genes that were aging have been told to wake back up. Mitochondria are being told to rebuild. 6 months from now, if you keep showing up, researchers have documented that your genes will look younger than when you first started. Welcome to the power of the Ultimate Chair Workout. I'll see you next Saturday.